No, I think that's okay.
You still have to start the meeting, Michelle, or?
Yes.
Ah.
We'll get people in the room. Everyone in the room. Good morning, everyone. Good evening to those who are far from us. Hello, everybody.
Hello. You should all have the possibility to unmute yourself if you wish.
Yes, yes. You can, of course, speak up as you wish.
Correct.
Guten Morgen, Nadia.
Good morning.
Hailey.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Hello to the land down under.
We're just having lots of rain at the moment, so we'll be even more under the water.
Sorry to hear that part, yeah.
Guillaume, can I say bonjour to you, or don't you speak any French?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
French, so you can say it.
So should we just wait another minute, perhaps,
Yes.
but then initiate the meeting?
We haven't said hello to Kazunori.
Oh. How's your baby going, Stefan?
Thank you, Lee. Yeah, all good. She is now in kindergarten.
Well, how old?
She's a year and a half and a bit more.
Oh, good heavens.
And it's like it's the pre kindergarten.
Ah, yes, yeah. I was
Right.
going to say, gee, she must be advanced, but yes, that makes sense.
But yesterday was the first day where we had like a full month of getting her to accept the fact that she's going to be there. So yesterday was the first day where she was the full time. So we can work now.
We need young parents like you, Stefan. This is important. Yeah. We've gone through this, so that's behind us, like a while ago.
Well, you're speaking for yourself and for Lee, perhaps, yeah. But there are some that are still, let's say, active.
We're able to laugh and smile.
Oh yeah. But she's.
How are we going? We've got.
So I think we can initiate.
Yes, please.
The meeting. Have you recorded? Oh.
Yes, it's recorded.
You started already. Perfect. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Technical session. Basically open mic, but I think first Sergey wants to just present shortly. He made it happen so that schema and everything is sort of cleared up now, and we had a lot of small corrections in the past days that are not that important for the next sprint, but perhaps for next sprints. But Sergey.
We were merging a bunch of pull requests from our reconciliation project and some IfcTunnel pull requests. So there has been a lot of activity yesterday. And we also noticed that many people don't use the tunnel schema, that they use IFC4 schema, which will of course not work anymore in a bunch of the next sprints. So we just wanted to give you again the overview where to find them. I hope this time it fits well. So we got this BSI info room, IFC specification, repository where you can find the latest developments. If you go to actions, there's the schema. And I've set up 2 additional workflows now just to keep them apart because we're still producing the schema also for 4.3, which is changing a bit. So the 4.3 schema are all the schema generation workflows. So these ones, and you will see that 11 hours ago there was a bunch of merges. So 11 hours ago, 15 hours ago, all of these were generated. You go in here, you get the IFC 4.3 schema. Am I back?
Yes.
You are.
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry for that. Internet gave up on me. You download, you open the zip, and you get the 4.3. So this is the latest stuff that was merged from the 4.3 changes. And then if you go to the other action, I named it schema generation tunnel and search for that one. So you got schema generation and schema generation tunnel. And these are fewer in nature because they were just set up yesterday. And you got a bunch from 14, 11, and so on hours ago. And then you go into this one, you download this one. And I would also advise you to work with this because it's on the tunnel branch. So these are all the tunnel extensions and added things and so on. Schema is also a bit bigger, obviously, since it has more objects in it. And here you will find the IC 4.4 schema. And also be careful when you're using these schemas. Let's just go for Sublime maybe this time. And if we go to this one, be careful. The identifier here is very important because that's how we know which version you are using. So this has to be in the file. Any questions?
So in the meantime, as Sergey has been explaining this, I've also corrected the link in the FAQs on the repository to a link to the overview of the schema generation. So Sergey, if you go back to the GitHub and go back to the actions, the schema generation tunnel action. So the link opens this page, and the topmost, I think, is always the most recent one. So always when you're developing, just pick the topmost one, and that should
depends. You can filter, of course, and build according to your wishes the table. So yeah, of course, you can do this with a still table, but also be aware that if you're using an older one, then it's not going to match. The hash is not going to match with the new one because the new one obviously gets its status from the newest hash. So if we go to the actual commit that generated this one, this is the hash of the commit that will be. I don't know if I clicked now on the newest one or not, but yeah, I clicked on the newest one. So that's the hash of this commit, as you see. Or yeah. So this is the short hash here. And that's important for us to know which one you're using because then some things might have been corrected already and some objects added, some I guess, what did we have yesterday? Some typos and so on.
Sergey, have we had the time to update the I mean, update accordingly to what, to this, the example files that we are providing?
Not yet.
No.
Okay,
That's-
well, we need to, okay.
That's
We
when
need
we're
to, but
starting.
also, Sergey, I just had an idea that we're just gonna add a small output here that's also gonna say that the hash of the schema is this, or the name of the schema is this, so that it will also pop up on this screen. I'll help you there.
It pops up. You don't need it. You have the hash.
Oh, that's the one. Okay.
Oh, that's the one. So you don't need anything here, because you can use this as a link and go directly to the commit that generated it.
Perfect. Right, that's regarding the schema. Any questions regarding the schema? Or as to where to find it? Perfect. Otherwise, I would also say that after this session, so that first now comes the open mic for anybody to ask questions about Sprint 1.1. And after that, we would also offer, if you want, to stay online, and we're gonna go through your GitHub issues if you have any problems with, using the GitHub as a technology. Because I know that some of you are very versatile in it, but if you're not yet so at home with how GitHub works, with how Git works, that's gonna be afterwards, where those that are good with it can already log off, but those that are interested, we can try and sort things out. So open mic, any questions, any difficulties you had implementing Sprint 1.1, or anything that we need to clear out?
I have a question, but it's not regarding Sprint 101. It's regarding the change logs. So from the change between the latest generation to now. So I've seen in the logs that there was an entity, IFC plant, that was deleted. So is there something planned to change it, or is it completely deleted and nothing will replace it?
That's actually an IFC 4.3 change. That's a reconciliation change.
Okay.
So that means it was deleted in 4.3 already, and the replacement. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a replacement directly is IFC vegetation, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's what was it again? Anyone can remember? Geo elements, I think.
I can check that.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that IFC plant got removed, so I can't help you there. I didn't even notice that one. But it's also a very good question. Sergey and myself had a discussion yesterday also how to collect all the tunnel changes in a change log, because that's also something that's a work in progress. So please bear with us.
Thank you for the answer.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that is geographic element with a predefined type, but oops. Have to search.
I also, so what I've heard is that there's like a pset
Yeah.
where you need to apply a
It's,
Latin name or something.
You have a IFC geographic element, and then there is a pset vegetation common, which sort of provides properties for vegetation then.
So no predefined type, just geographic element.
Okay.
Predefined type, let me see.
I don't see it. It's just terrain soil boring point.
Predefined type vegetation. I look in the other
Okay.
documentation. Yeah.
I would have to look into tunnel, I guess.
Yeah, predefined type vegetation.
I put it in the chat. Julam.
Guillaume.
Sorry.
No problem. Thanks. I will look into it.
I mean, of course, yes. Also questions not necessarily that specific to Sprint 1.1 are of course welcome.
Yeah, maybe they can be resolved then before we sort of encounter it in our sprints.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Very agile.
Yeah.
So, Azunori, Lee, Nadia. I've been a part of a very long thread, Nadia, that you started with regarding the alignments, and we're definitely touching alignments in the, I think, Sprint 2.1, where it gets implemented. So hopefully until then, we all have a good idea of how to do it. But is there anything else that we can help you with?
So the problem with the with assigning the reviewers is in in the GitHub repository, the cogwheel, for assigning the reviewers.
Yes, I saw that one. Thank you for noticing me, because I have the admin rights in the GitHub repository, so I have all the UI for me to choose from. I didn't know that the cogwheel was missing. So now there's an automatic assignment of reviewers. So whenever you submit an IFC file, Lars, Sergey, and myself will be automatically assigned as reviewer. So you don't even need to click. There was a setting that one can do. I didn't know about that one, but that this works now. So we get notified. Hopefully, Lars or Sergey, you're not getting too much spam from GitHub that you've been assigned. And also something that I've learned that I haven't knew before is for first-time contributors, one needs to really click and confirm that the action can run. So it's a bit of a pain, but after we will merge your first pull requests, then you will be recognized as a contributor, and then the action, so the checker, will run automatically for you. So there's that. Thank you, Nadia, for also pointing that one out. But you can assign yourself though, right? So you cannot choose reviewers, but you can say that you're assigned to the pull request, right? That's probably possible. So there's like a second block.
Can you maybe share your screen, Stefan, so we are clear on the interface?
Yes, I definitely can. But the thing is, my screen has all the buttons because I'm an admin. But if we look at here, so these reviewers are now assigned automatically. There's this shield symbol next to them. But then you have assignees, which is basically, you should assign yourself basically to the pull request because you're the one doing it. And yeah, I think I've commented yesterday also on your pull request, for example, Nadia, because it's still failing. And we currently have 6. 2 of them are passing, and 4 of them are not passing. Is any of these pull requests yours? So Nadia, I assume that one's yours. If you have any difficulties, any questions regarding that, please shoot.
Problem is in our implementation of the export, so that's something that we will have to fix.
Yep.
In our commercial solution, and also get correctly generated IFC file.
Perfect. So you already started the process. Open the ticket and get the developer on it. Yeah, perfect. Anybody else that recognizes his or her pull request?
Oh. Yes, there is my pull request, the 3ds GMN16. But after pulling it, after doing the request, I've noticed that there was in the project declaration, there was one of the elements that, well, I didn't include one of them. So I think this is the reason why it failed.
So all clear, so to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. And I believe, yeah, you've also did the 4.4, which I'm very happy to see. But this is, for example, here, it's now expected what Sergey has been presenting, that you use the identifier with the hash.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah, but I really like these small files. Love them. And of course, so as we are going forward to Sprint 1.2 that we're gonna launch this evening, I'm not sure how many of you are planning to be there. I assume Lee's probably not gonna be there. Or are you?
Correct.
Are you waking that early?
No, it's something like 3 a.m. or something rather for him.
So
But
you are.
One thing though, I will apologise at the moment. Our main program I use for this at the moment is in India for his sister's wedding. So he'll be away for a couple more weeks, but once he comes back, he'll start doing some of these things and we'll get back into it.
You'll catch up and submit the file. Thank you.
Yep, since a lot of this, luckily, a lot of the new stuff you're doing at the moment, we should have under control.
So just wanted to point out that you are expected, so to say, to just override the file and continue improving on the same file. That's just that's a general guidance. If you wish, you can also submit a new file, of course. But the idea was that we slowly build up the file with the content. But yeah, as whatever is easier for you, let's put it this way. Right, and also just so you know why you haven't received any reviews, as long as there's an X next to it, we tend to try to minimize our workload. So when there's a tick, when there's a green, then we also review ourselves as a human checker.
That being said, Stefan, can we maybe for the just this exercise this morning have a look at the reason why these two have failed, so that everyone learns from this?
Well,
this is what we covered, but the other one.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm really bad in French names.
Guillaume.
Guillaume.
That's William, if you prefer, but that's Guillaume.
Guillaume. Sorry. Yeah, Guillaume already. If I understood correctly, you already recognized what's missing, right? From the checker itself.
Yeah, it fails in the during the project declaration. We have not added one of the elements that was required. So here's the reason why.
The project declaration is, but you also have some problems with project representation.
Okay.
So there's also a problem with project representation. I would assume. So that's just an assumption, but let's look at the file itself. This one. Let's look at the file itself. I assume that your geometric representation context, is it here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Your first attribute needs to be 3D.
3D. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's what the checker checks. So you could have plan and 2D or model in 3D, but you need to have a 3D here. So this $sign should not have been there.
Okay.
But perhaps, so Nadia, I also believe you've recognized.
Yes, the same as Guillaume, and another problem also this relation between project and IFC actor.
For example, yeah.
This, yeah.
So just to be explicit, it's not necessary that it is an actor. You can have any of this linked in. So actor is perhaps the easiest one. Let's put it this way. If you have any actors defining the file, then they should be declared by the project. But also if you have any groups, you can declare a group by the project.
Just click
or a process.
on project declaration and show the graph. What's expected.
Well, the graph is
That's
very, very slim.
That's expected, yeah.
Yeah. There should be a rel declares, and the checker explicitly checks that one of these is present. Because that's basically all the possibilities that the rel declares has are these possibilities. So if one of these are present, it's fine. As Nori is typing, I see.
Yes, I just need to go out for geotech meeting. So
You'll be back, or you're leaving us?
I'm leaving. So yeah, have a good day.
Have a good day. Have a nice afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Right, and also if we look at table 12 of the IFC project usages, table 12, that's the table, basically. That's the usage. Great. Any other questions?
Question.
Yeah.
Sorry, Guillaume, where did you find the commit where plant was removed?
It was in the IfcFor documentation in the change logs.
The change logs. Okay, let me then check those out. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right. If there are no other questions, any other business? Sorry,
Excuse
Michelle,
me, Stefan. Yes, please. What about this one that is called this PR that is called pipe bridge SI? What's making this one fail?
We can of course look at it, but the person that did this is not here.
No.
I believe these are from Florida, right? Yeah. It says
And will be, yes,
Florida.
yes, indeed.
It's project representation context it's complaining about there as well. So I would assume, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have something there, which is interesting. So they don't have a dollar sign as Jom had, but they don't have a 3D. So it's again wrong.
Okay. So, same thing. Okay. Thanks.
But they also have quite a lot of content already in there that's, let's say, out of scope of checking currently, but that it's not disturbing the checker.
Yes.
This is also something that they definitely need to correct. So it's not going to be IFC4 anymore. Currently the checker is made to be very, very forgiving, and it just ignores, for example, you could have written here file schema, whatever, it will still run.
But that will change moving forward.
Yeah, but that will change moving forward, of course. Perfect.
Okay, thanks.
Maybe I would have a question regarding the next sprints when the IfcTunnel specific, IFC 4.4 specific entities will be required to be present in the generated IFC files. This means that the participants have to implement in their commercial solutions all this stuff.
No.
So
of course not. We can't tell you what you want to implement.
No, but if we want to, to fulfill all the sprints, the requirements of the sprints, so I'm just
So
you don't have to do anything in your commercial software. It's just it's just for generating IFC files. So you're pretty much what you're looking at. You can pick and choose pretty much all of the things. You will see that in the next sprints we have diversified them into many parallel branches where you don't have to take all and fulfill all. But we're also not checking your software or certifying your software. We're just basically checking the standard. So if you want to implement, say, IFC alignment, but your software just supports something like is just a geoscience software that has to support voxels. Of course, we're not going to say that you have to support that part. That's for BSI then to say, but we would like to check as well the alignment concepts and the voxel concepts with developers. So that's why we need the deployment program that the developers contribute with their expertise to check whether the standard needs suffices the requirements or supports the requirements for exchanges between software. And to do that, we kind of have to first generate the file and then get some feedback from software vendors to tell us whether or not this makes sense or you guys don't have these concepts in your internal data models, and for exchanging, I don't know, alignment data, you don't fall back on certain things that are already there, or you need certain additions that are not yet there. That's a deployment project.
Yeah, and if I may expand a bit upon this, basically, it's a two-way collaboration with you that we want to set. As Sergej just said, make sure that the schema is implementable, so properly structured, documented, and so on, so that you can implement it. And then that from the concepts that you pick up to implement, that you do that right. So the ones concepts that you decide implementing, that you do this right according to the schema. But as Sergej said, you don't have to implement all of the concepts. And of course, you have this process by which you go from alpha version to beta version to commercial solutions and so on. So we know that there are succession of steps that take you through implementing these concepts into your commercial solutions. But this is what we want to do, is help you implement those concepts that you pick up to do this right.
Okay, thanks.
I have a question regarding Sprint 1.2. So it's concerning the usages. Will they be more detailed, sorry, or will it stay the same in the definition? The way they are defined, it's like the dots, and it's not really specified. So will there be a more specific definition?
Let me show you a work in progress.
Yeah.
Wait a second. So it's on my fork.
Okay.
But there is a lot more regarding usages on my fork.
So it's not up to date yet.
It will get launched this evening when we start 1.2, because we're still, let's say, finalizing it in the project as to what to check and how to check. But there is a lot more. There's a lot more coming. So after tonight, you're gonna have more information.
Okay.
We're gonna try and perhaps prepare the sprint 1.2 a bit more in advance than on the day that we're launching. But we're still just starting the process, starting the project, and getting everything sorted out. But there is a lot more about the classification, spatial decomposition, and the georeferencing. Especially in georeferencing, is for example what Sergej has just told you, right? There are 3 possibilities how to do georeferencing in 4.4, and you're expected to do 1, right?
Okay. Thanks.
Good. Then if no other questions, I think we can probably adjourn this one call. We have another technical call anyway on the same matter this afternoon, 6 p.m. And then we have the kickoff of Sprint 1.2 at 6:30 p.m.
Correct.
CET. Are we good?
Okay.
Any other business?
Talk to you next week then.
Yeah, talk to you, Lee, next week. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Everyone.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.